Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So, this afternoon we will discuss figures of speech. Before we do that, let us first review our last topic, which is about diction. So, you can still remember what is diction. So, diction refers to the selection of words in a literary work. A work's diction forms one of its centrally important literary elements, as writers use words to convey action, reveal character, imply attitudes, identify themes, and suggest values. It includes the formality of the language, the emotional content, the imagery, the specificity, and the sounds of the words. Okay, so now let us proceed with figures of speech. Let us begin with figurative language. It is a language used for descriptive effect in order to convey ideas or emotions which are not literally true but express some truth beyond the literal level. Okay, so when we use figurative language, we sometimes use symbols or hidden meaning to the word. So we have to analyze it. No? When the words are spoken, we try to decipher the meaning of the words. What is the person trying to convey to us? Okay. So figures of speech is a kind of figurative language. No? These are specific devices. No? So it uses words, phrases, and sentences. So not according to its literal definition, but we derive meanings in abstractions. No? So figures of speech uh, in a non-literal sense for rhetorical or vivid effect. So there are different uh, figures of speech. Okay, the first in our list is allusion. Allusion is a reference in a work of literature to a character, a place, or a situation from history, literature, the Bible, mythology, scientific event, character, or place. So, for example, my composition, my Magnificat, no, it was an allusion to Mary's own Magnificat, no, when she was chosen by God to be the mother of the Most High, no, Jesus Christ. Um, my own Magnificat, no, uh, I composed a song because of also my uh, gratitude. No, it is my song of praise for God's gifts to me. No, so for giving me wonderful things in my life. No, for letting me experience uh, blessings and blessings in disguise. Okay, now the next is hyperbole. It is also a figure of speech. No? It is an exaggeration. No? It is used to express strong emotions in order to make a point, in order to evoke emotions and responses. Exaggerations, exaggerated. No? Okay, so for example, when you describe how a person walks, no? So you say, for example, the person walks uh, like a duck. Okay, so the person um, if you describe the size of the person, so you use you use, for example, if the person is huge in size, no, so we use words also, for example, gigantic, no, we use uh, exaggerated expressions. Okay, so next is apostrophe. It is an address to an inanimate object, an idea, or a person who is absent long or long dead. Okay, so for example, this, no, uh, oh, stars and clouds and winds, You're all about to mock me. If you really pity me, crush sensation and memory, let me become a snot. But if you part from me or leave me in darkness, no? So you are addressing an object or dead, no, inanimate things, a dead person, for example, no. So here it is a reference to the stars and clouds and the winds in the sky, no. I also have a poem, no, so about this one. I did not compose this poem, but um, I had read about this poem when I was in elementary. No, the poem. I do not know the title, but it was also an apostrophe. No, so addressing the clouds also. Oh, you pretty white clouds up there in the sky. Why don't you sail along and pass me by? Come here, I gaze at you and dream away. Ah, I do not know the next line. Okay, so but that's it, no? So apostrophe. We address inanimate object as if they are uh, alive, no, doing things, saying things, not to us. Okay, so the next we have here another example from William Shakespeare, Macbeth. Is this a dagger which I see before me? Okay, so the handle forward toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee now, and yet you'll see, and yet I see there's thee still. No, so um, the person is trying to address the dagger. No, the dagger. Okay, so he's bidding the dagger to come near him. Okay, next we have iron. It is a contrast or discrepancy between appearance and reality. Irony. Okay, so I'll say you are ironic, no? Or ironically, you are telling things, no, that are not true. Okay, so the opposite of what you are saying. No? You say you are beautiful as a flower, but the person is not really that good. That is not good looking. No? Okay, so you are telling the opposite of your statement. Okay, next, metaphor. It implies comparison instead of a direct statement, and that equates two seemingly unlike things or ideas. No? So, a person, for example, and a rose. No? So, you say, you are the rose. No? The rose that both makes me happy and also makes me sad because of your thorns. Okay, so metaphor. And then we have metonymy. Metonymy is the use of one word to stand for a related term, a replacement of word that relates to the thing or person to be named for the name itself. So the example here is the pen is mightier than the sword. So pen, excuse me, refers to written words and the sword to military force. No? So pen is mightier than the sword. No? So this is a Jose. We are referring here to Jose Rizal, no? Because of course because of his pen, no? So was able to urge, no, the Filipino people to take a stand for themselves, no, during his time. Okay, then let me give you a hand. Okay, so when you say let me give you a hand, okay, you are not actually trying to cut your hand and give it to the other, no? But it is an expression of asking for, I mean, volunteering yourself to help another. Okay, next we have onomatopoeia. No? So onomatopoeia is the use of word or phrase that actually imitates or suggests the sound of what it describes. Okay, so we use the word screech, squeak, bang. Okay, so the uh, the sound of the words, no, is that is onomatopoeia. And then the oxymoron is putting together two opposite ideas in one statement. No? Okay. So example of that for oxymoron is cruel kindness. Cruel kindness. So it is two opposing words. No one say cruel. Of course, you cannot be kind. No? So okay, but sometimes for others, and say cruel kindness. Okay? No, because of your kindness, no, it makes me suffer. No? Okay, because I cannot stand. No, your kindness affects me so much that I cannot refuse you. When my intention is not to really be good to you, but because of your kindness, I'm affected. So that is cruel kindness. Sometimes, because of your kindness, I fall in love and I interpreted your actions as loving me also. But no, no, you have your heart for another, and I suffer because of that action. So that's cruel kindness. Next, paradox. So paradox is a phrase or statement that seems to be impossible, no, or contradictory, but is nevertheless true, literally or figuratively. huh? Okay, so example of this is a rich man is no richer than a beggar. Okay? You can save money by spending it. huh? I'm a liar. How do you know if I'm telling the truth? There's no such thing as equality. I'm nobody. Okay? So, paradox is in Filipino language that is kabalintunaan. So, kabalintunaan. Paradox. There are a lot of paradox in our life. So when we say a rich man is no richer than a beggar, because of course, no, even if you are rich, still there are things that you cannot claim for your own to be your own. No? Okay, so you become a beggar because you want, no, you want to in wanting to own that particular desire of your heart, no. So you feel miserable. You become miserable in doing it. So that is the meaning of a rich man is no richer than a beggar. Okay, next we have here um, personification. It is giving human attributes or characteristics to inanimate objects, an animal, a force of nature, or an idea. Okay, so uh, just like what we have said in apostrophe. So it is, but the difference is in apostrophe you are addressing the inanimate objects. In personification, you are giving the characteristics, no, to inanimate objects, no. Okay, so for human attributes, you give human attributes to uh, animals and nature. Okay, so you make them speak and act like they're talking like persons. No? Okay, so that is personification. So, for example, the the sky, no, uh, speaks beautifully to me during a sunny weather. Okay, so it gives an impression of that the sky, no, or the weather is good. No, the weather is good. Okay, so next we proceed with simile. It uses a word or phrase such as or like to compare seemingly unlike things. Also, um, in comparison to metaphor, so metaphor does not use the word as or like. No? It compares directly, no, the two things or objects. So in simile, we use the word or we see the word as or like. Synecdoche is the naming of parts to suggest the whole. For example, bread refers to food or money. Okay, so just like when we say in the Lord's Prayer, give us today our daily bread. So we are not only asking the Lord to give us bread, but we ask Him not to give us our daily needs. Okay, so gray beard refers to an old man. So I saw a gray beard, walking down the street. Of course, we do not see gray beard walking down the street in reality. No? So, but this means that I saw an old man. Okay. And then suits refers to businessmen. Okay, I saw uh, men in suits. Okay, so men in suits. So you saw businessmen. Okay, okay, those who are into uh, corporate attire. Okay, so we that is why we refer to businessmen as suits. Okay, and then euphemism. So the substitution of an inoffensive, an inoffensive term considered offensively. Okay, euphemism. Okay, and then that is the last type of uh, figures of speech. Okay, here. So uh, let us continue our. If you have questions, if you have in your mind, you can ask me, or you can also share your own thoughts and ideas about our topic for today. Okay, so let us continue to read, and to watch videos and discuss, okay, or to practice, the figures of speech in order for us to uh, be able to compose, either poems or fictions or novels, in time for our next lessons. Okay, so I hope I have shared something this afternoon to you. Okay, and you have learned something, from our short lesson. Okay, so till next. Okay, bye.